Hi, I'm Pete May, co-founder of Trellis Group, and I'm excited to be on Trellis Studio today with Alex Hardwick. Alex is Director of Sustainability Planning for Cority. I'm in California today. Alex is in Sheffield, England, which I've never been to. But how are you today in Sheffield, Alex?
It very good. I mean, it's a typical day in Sheffield. It's raining sideways and the wind is howling, but that's how we like it.
Right. Yeah, good. I mean, we wouldn't respect you if you were in England and you didn't give a weather report like that. It's
Exactly.
not to gloat, but in Northern California today. It's a beautiful weather. Alex, just maybe a little bit of background on you and Cority and how you got into the position you're at now, and just a little bit on Cority as we get into CSRD.
Yeah. So, yeah, as you say, I'm Alex Hardwick. I'm the Director of Sustainability Planning. So I work with all of our different departments in terms of setting the business strategy around sustainability. I've been with the organization for around about 7 years in a variety of roles. So kind of, it puts me in a good position to sort of work and with our professional services groups and our other groups. So just a bit about Cority. Yeah, Cority is a leading sustainability and environment, health and safety software company. We have a number of different areas that we serve. A big one being sustainability. We're headquartered in Toronto, but really our sustainability tool has really kind of grown out of businesses in Germany, France, and the UK that we've been bringing together in a variety of ways. We have around about 600 sustainability clients within our portfolio, and they really span a wide range of different organizations and industry types, which puts us in a good position to sort of understand the different market needs that we see.
Yeah, that's great. Well, let's get into it. We're going to try to do the impossible, which is in a couple minutes today, talk meaningfully about a very complex subject and one that's a preoccupation for a lot of our partners. I know at Trellis Group, we've had meetings recently of our network in Lausanne and Paris, in Brussels, and in the United States. And CSRD is obviously it's either something that is very exciting for our clients, or it's definitely on their minds. Many of them are dealing with it actively. Many of them are starting to feel like they're starting to have a strategy and get on to the benefits that can bring. But I guess one question I'd have for you, since you provide expertise around CSRD, is what do you think, given there's so much noise around CSRD for companies and distilling what's important, what do you think are one or two key things that companies often forget about when they're crafting their initial CSRD strategy?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think we have a lot of focus on double materiality. That's such a new area. It's so much more extensive than what customers have been used to. Different companies have been dealing with. We've often seen this. That CSRD really does represent a dramatic shift in the complexity of requirements. But I think what's often getting lost is the importance of the gap analysis piece. So companies are getting to the end of the double materiality and they're going, right, we're ready to report. And they've not left enough time within the project to really think about laying the groundwork for getting all of that data together. So they're uncovering gaps in terms of data collection and also sometimes gaps in terms of current reporting and connections within the business. A good example would be I think the data in the social pillar, right? It's so much more detailed than what a lot of companies have been doing up to this point. Or, for example, in the environmental pillar, we were working with a company, and they really uncovered, oh wow, there's a whole load of really compliance type data around pollutants that we've just never had to worry about an ESG or a sustainability function before. So all of those things come into focus, and I think just remembering the breadth and the scope, and you can almost start to identify who you need to be engaging with and making new connections earlier in the process, and leave enough time for that, because if you leave that till the end, I think you're going to be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, interesting. So I guess my last question is, with CSRD, with a lot of our clients, candidly, they tell you it's a lot of it is compliance. It's eating their vegetables. It's, gosh, this is work that I'd rather be focused on more aspirational sides of our business versus just reporting and compliance. Having said that, I think others are finding that the CSRD exercise in itself can bring a lot more value beyond compliance. And I guess I'm wondering what kind of advice you'd give for clients to think about the asset value of the CSRD exercise as they get into this versus just thinking about, oh my God, it's something either we have to do. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it's really important to think about what those benefits could be, because if you're going to build a business case internally to actually get the resources to do this, you have to be able to provide something back. I think we have to do this, and it's going to be an arduous data collection task. Is not going to get you the resources you want. So I think the companies that are doing a good job of this, we can learn from the European companies that are already a bit further on in the process because they're reporting this year, and they're framing it around risk management. That's a very good way to kind of frame it, say, look, this gives us a more holistic view of our risks as a business, and that's a positive. And then another area is, of course, improvement opportunities. We often talk about it, but the ability to frame it around, here are some improvement opportunities that we can then shout about, that's another positive. And then the other one I would say would be on the double materiality side of things, the ability to have a better understanding of your stakeholder priorities. We've been doing a lot of work on different double materiality analyses, and what you sometimes see is that actually there's a disconnect between the external stakeholders and your own internal belief of what is really important. That's important because then what you can do is get ahead of that, so that when stakeholders start asking questions, you kind of already anticipated they were going to ask, rather than getting caught on the hop of, oh, I had no idea they were ever going to ask us about that. So I think that's another area where you can kind of gain something from it, de-risk a bit, and get ahead of problems that you might encounter.
Yeah, well, that's great, and I think you provided some insight, and I think there's more. You shared some resources on the Cority website for others that want to know more. But Alex Hardwick, it's been fantastic talking to you transatlantic to this morning, whatever it is this evening. But thanks for your input, and look forward to more dialogue around CSRD.
Thank you.